This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello, and welcome back to Movie Battles, where we take the very best in Disney, Pixar, trivia, and we put them head to head. And today is another preview special. Aren't you guys excited? Today, we are going to be talking about the upcoming event, the Elimination Gauntlet. That's right. We wanted to do something to give you guys kind of a heads up as to what to expect from this event, and then also kind of speculate as to how we think it might work out. So I like I said, I wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown of that. But before I do that, I want to introduce those with me here today. First of all, I've got Dr. Megs. How are we doing today, Megs?
Doing good. Super excited about this new format, this new event. Very excited to talk about it.
Absolutely. And of course, I also have victorious Vernon Green himself. How are we doing today, Vernon?
Doing really good. I think we might have to redo my nickname, but yes, I still feel very victorious. I'm here, and I'm very excited to be talking about the Elimination Gauntlet.
Absolutely. I gotta say, of the things that the Hammer suggested, this is probably amongst my favorite. I will say I had to do a little bit of fine tuning. His suggestion was really bunch of people, they play each other, somebody wins, it's cool.
Disorganized. Sounds about right.
We need a little bit more, formatting than that.
Yeah.
Absolute chaos is the Hammer.
Yeah. But I think we've come up with actually something pretty cool. So just to go ahead and give you guys kind of a heads up as to what to expect when you watch this event. First of all, I'm pretty sure it's going to be broken up into 2 videos because it's very possible that each one could be an hour and a half. And I'm not going to make a 3-hour-long video for everybody to watch in one sitting. But yeah, we're going to break it up into 2 videos. So the way it is going to work, we do have 25 competitors that are going to be competing. And as a way of making it easy on scheduling, and also as a way to kind of diversify from things that you've seen before, like the free-for-all, rather than having all 25 people basically in the same match, in the same group, we have split all 25 competitors into 5 different groups, 5 groups of 5. Each one of those 5 groups will work very much like the free-for-all, if you're familiar with that. We will ask 5 questions in each round. At the end of those 5 questions, whoever has the lowest score, player or players, however many there are, will be eliminated. However, in this one, we will not be adding a new competitor. It will only be those 5. So every time somebody is eliminated, we will keep going until we only have 1 person left. Now that person will be then added to the final 5. Once all 5 groups have played and we have our final 5, those 5 competitors will compete, and the person who survives that will win the Elimination Gauntlet. Now, let's talk about prizes. So the person that wins the Elimination Gauntlet is going to get a title opportunity. Now, it will not be the very next title opportunity. It will actually be a title opportunity as an event that we currently have in the works, a summer event called Movie Battles Fallout. Announcing that right now, Movie Battles Fallout, the main event will be a championship match between the current champion and whoever wins the Elimination Gauntlet. We will actually have one championship match in between that time, which is why I'm not saying who the champion will be, because we don't know yet. But they will have the opportunity, whoever wins this match, to face the current champion at Fallout. Now, those who are familiar with the free-for-all might be asking, will there be an MVP? Honestly, it really just depends on the performances. I will say, if there is a particular performance that stands out to us, then there absolutely will be an MVP. And if there is an MVP, that person will win a Spinner's Choice token. Just like you saw in the second chance match at Blowout, they will win a Spinner's Choice token that can be used in any non-title focused match. So number one contender, championship matches, you can't use it for that, but any regular season match, any other regular season match, they can use it in place of a spin. So that is actually quite the prize for anybody that might win MVP. We will just have to see. But that is basically the way that the Elimination Gauntlet will work. Those are the prizes.
Just to be clear, the champ herself is not going to be in this format, correct?
That is correct, Vernon. Kelly Meehan, the current champion, is not going to be in the Elimination Gauntlet. In fact, she is going to be on the commentary desk for one of the groups. So, we don't have to worry about the question document. It's a completely different question document from the regular document. But yes, she will not be in this match. She will be watching from the sidelines, watching for, maybe her potential contender. We will just have to see.
I can tell you from experience, being somebody who has seen the question document, it doesn't help. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. So, that is the way that this will work. So, getting into this, I thought it would be fun. We don't know who is going to be in each group, but based on performances, we can still make an educated guess as to who we think, number one, might be in the final five, and number two, who might walk out with the win. So I think one at a time, it would be fun if we one at a time just kind of share our thoughts first on the final five. So let's see, Vernon, why don't you start us off? Who do you project to be in the final five?
So not in any particular order here. I've got 5 names that, from A, experience, and B, the experience of calling matches, I feel like I've got a pretty good list here. Number 1, I start with, of course, our number 3 ranked competitor, the Chartmaster, Hannah Kiefer. You've got to believe that she's tired of being a number 1 contender. She's tired of always falling short of the mountain. So I find her to be somebody who's hungry and wanting to take it all the way. And this is a good way for her to kind of flex and do that. Number 2, I've got somebody who's not currently ranked because they have not played, but I know from outside of movie battles, this person is very experienced, very knowledgeable, and that is the Smash Mouth Tony Heald. Tony is very talented and very knowledgeable, so I could see him being quite an upsetting character in this format.
Sure.
Number 3, from my personal experience playing this individual, knowledgeable, does not hold anything back, Of course, I am talking about Jeremy the Atom Adams. And then, of course, number 4, I've got Andy Too Sweet. That might be an upset player in this format. Andy knows his stuff. Knowledge is there. Just maybe had some first match jitters. But in this format, everybody could have jitters because you never know. The way the numbers fall in an elimination type match, you might be the least strongest player up there, but you might take out the whole crew.
Yeah.
You never know. Then, of course, number 5, I have the fairest Amanda Van Heil. Amanda has proven time and time again she deserves to be up there in the title picture. She knows her stuff. Just always plays against the strongest competitors. But that's the thing about her loss record is she's playing the people that are at the top of the list. And, of course, with her now moving up to the number 2 spot of rankings, she kind of deserves to be in this picture.
All right. My list, I went a little bit more for the accuracy because there's an element of luck in all of these, but I feel like accuracy is going to come a little bit more into play in this version of the game, even more so than a regular match, because it's literally just asking questions and everybody's getting the same number of questions or the exact same questions. So when I was putting together mine, one of the first names that popped out to me was the litigator, Lauren Collins. As we know, not to say that he hasn't had some stumbles here and there, but often his round ones are pretty strong. And we all know the upset king is always going to make his presence felt. So I felt like it would be a mistake to not consider him for the final 5. Next, I also have the chart master, Hannah Kiefer. I mean, 3-time number 1 contender. She has gotten several perfect rounds. Her knowledge speaks for itself. I think as long as there aren't any soul questions in her group, she should be good to go. So we will just have to see. I also have Mr. VHS, Nazario Montenegro, currently at 2-2, but nobody can argue that Nazario has the knowledge. Even his losses were hard fought losses. And I mean, you look at the 2 people that he's lost against, Brian, whose knowledge, especially on, voice actors, is through the roof. And then our current champion, Kelly. Those are the only 2 people he's lost to. It's like, it wasn't a runaway in either match. So, in fact, I believe Nazario is one of the only people to push Kelly to her 3. Mm-hmm. So that's quite impressive. I definitely had to include Nazario in my top 5. And then 4th, once again, I think this is going to come down more to accuracy than record. I've got the little boat, Caleb Boatman. Right now, unfortunately, he is 1-2. But anybody that saw that match against David, he had that match won until he got that really stiff 5. And I'm not going to lie, that was a stiff 5. And, his accuracy, I think, is actually the 2nd highest in the league.
Next to Kelly, yes.
Yes, next to Kelly. So I think it would, once again, be a mistake not to consider him as a heavy favorite, at least to win his group. And then for my number 5 spot, and this was a little bit of a cheat because I forgot to mention it, but we have 25 competitors. Right now, we have only introduced, I think, about 21, or about 20, 21 competitors have played, and that's including Kelly, who is not going to be in this match. So that means that we have about 4 to 5 people who you have not seen, who are going to be making their debut. And so because it has not been announced, I am not going to pick this person. I'm simply going to say that a surprise entrant that we do not expect is going to take the number 5 spot in my final 5. I think it'll be somebody that we've never seen before, will make quite a splash and have a presence in the final 5.
Little tease there. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Just a little tease. Very good. So similar to you, I decided to go with a little bit more number centric in my decision, and specifically with the idea of, if you think of the free-for-all as well, you have the idea of, you have a range of like 1-point questions to maybe up to a 3 or a 5-point question. So looking at someone's overall accuracy across a full spectrum is very valuable when thinking about wanting to make your pick. So kind of from top to bottom, as far as the rankings go, not necessarily in who I think has the most likely chance. Of course, you have to think of someone who has been in these high pressure situations a lot. Nikki, the Nova Baldwin, coming off some tough losses, but again, she has that opportunity to just come in and she only has to clear the board a couple times in a match.
Yeah.
In this gauntlet with, the situations that we've had with clearing the table and free for all. Same thing can happen with this. So Nikki's a strong contender here. I think Hannah, the chart master, we've all 3 said it. She has been in these situations for a reason. She's very knowledgeable, just needs things to fall her way 1 or 2 more times to really get to that top there. Someone else I thought of is the Spaniard, David Garcia, someone who had a couple bumps, but again, accuracy wise across the full spectrum of 1-pointers to 5-pointers, I think he's got a strong contention there. Looking at Mr. VHS, Nazario, you have to consider that he is, with his accuracy and his numbers, a strong contender as well. And then also thinking about Caleb Boatman, someone who, as you mentioned before, has had some tough breaks in regulation matches, but with his accuracy and knowledge can definitely have a surprise run here.
Absolutely. And what I love about this format is that we are picking the people based on their experience, their accuracy, their win-loss record. But literally, this is a format anybody could win.
Absolutely. And that's what's fun about it. That's what I love about this.
If you just get a group of 5 questions that one competitor happens to know one question better than the rest of them, they could win.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. You've got, going into a final question, you might have somebody who's hitting all 5, but then the other 4 are hitting 4 points, and they're all gone. Yeah. They didn't play bad. It just, that's how the cookie crumbles in an elimination match.
Yeah. So with that being said, we all picked a final 5. So I'm curious as to, out of your final 5, who would you pick as a potential winner of this elimination gauntlet? And we'll start again with the victorious one himself, Vernon Green.
So, I mean, it might just be a favorite of mine. I don't know, but I've got to give all the respect in the world to the chart master. I cannot keep seeing her get that close to the top of the mountain, then falling back.
Yeah.
It's Hannah's time. She's got to come with it. And I think if you put an average of, anybody out there with her of basically top 10 or below, she is going to wipe the table clean with them. It's just the way that it is. Her numbers speak for themselves. Her knowledge speaks for itself. I think that it's her time to shine.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think any of us would be happy to see a Hannah win here and, to finally win the championship. I think we'd all be happy with that. But, it's a one step at a time game. For my pick out of my final five, and to remind you, I picked Lauren, Hannah, Nazario, Caleb, and I have that surprise entrant. When I was looking at this, I honestly think any one of those five would have the potential to win, even, on just a lucky set of questions. But when it came down to it, it kind of came down to me, the player that I feel like is on a roll right now. And for me, that felt like Nazario. Nazario Montenegro, which would be very interesting because he has a potential title opportunity already lined up. So we will just have to see what might happen there. But I think that he's got as good a shot as anybody.
I want to say I would not be surprised to see any of these that we've talked about come away with this just based on everything that's happened. But if I'm just going strictly by the numbers and accuracy out of Boatman, Nazario, Hannah, Nikki, and the Spaniard, David Garcia, I've got to go with as you said before, our second highest accuracy player. I'm going to say Caleb out of these five.
How about that?
All right. Yeah. So those are our picks. And I just got, hold on. Hold on. You guys didn't really think that you guys could do this elimination gauntlet. My baby, my brainchild, don't believe a word the cow says, okay? All my idea. You didn't really think you could talk about this without the hammer, did you?
Who let you in here?
Oh, of course not.
Nobody has to let me in anywhere, Vernon. I find my way in. Everybody wants me there, okay? They just let me in. They open the doors.
What do I got to do to get rid of you? I'm getting tired of this.
I don't think that's going to happen. But here's the thing. You guys made some picks, okay? Gotta say, wrong, all wrong, okay? I am going to tell you exactly how this is going to go. First of all, final five. Got the winners for you right here, okay? Final five. First of all, nobody said it, and it makes me sad because you're all morons, all right? How did nobody mention the king, Caleb Coho? Of course, he's going to be in the final five, okay? Then I've got Jeremy, the Adam Adams. Only person that picked him, the guy he got beaten by. Yeah. Vicky knows how good Jeremy is. All right.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
All right. Next up, I've got Andy too. Sweet. That's right. He's had some bumps here and there, but this is where Andy is going to excel. Okay. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be in the final five. Then, a little out of nowhere here, but player I've had my eye on for a little bit. I'm picking Mad Dog Brian Nussbaum, bringing that voice actor knowledge. He's going to come in, destroy his group, going to be in the final five. And then, of course, to round it all out in the final five, the little boat himself, Caleb Boatman. He's going to destroy his group, demolished. Boom! See ya. Nobody's going to know what's coming. So, who's going to win? Who's going to win the whole thing? Well, honestly, it's really hard because I picked all winners, okay? Really hard to pick a winner out of a group of winners. But if you twist my arm,
I'm twisting. Go.
All right. I'm going to have to say that the winner of the Elimination Gauntlet, And the next #1 contender will be the little boat, Caleb, a boatman. You're welcome. I just solved all of this for you. You know what's going to happen already. Get ready for Fallout. It's going to be amazing. All right. So I'm going to go now. It's been your pleasure. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. He did it again, didn't he?
I mean, what does this guy do? Sit around, wait for his opportunity? I mean, he literally gave the same exact list compiled of what we said, and he says he's original. He says he's right.
I was going to say, does anything that Hammer do? Are you surprised it's not original?
Not really.
Yeah, he just rides on the coattails. That's all he does.
And he all but admitted on air, if he has anything to do with it, he's rigged everything, because he said he's going to say exactly what's going to happen. So let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
I thought we took care of this.
I told you. I mean, as far he's not in charge anymore, but as far as him making sporadic appearances, my hands are tied. Obviously, he keeps kicking me out of the stream and taking my spot.
I'm really starting to question things here, Clay.
Look, I mean, I promise you're not going to have to deal with him, okay? I'm going to call your group with you. Good to go, all right?
Yeah, I bet.
All right. But look, obviously, we have a great event coming up. Really looking forward to the Elimination Gauntlet. So be ready. The first video will be dropping on Thursday, I believe at 12 o'clock midnight on the very first minute of Thursday. And I believe the second video will be dropping sometime around noon. So look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Excited to bring you guys all of this, and looking forward to this event. But as always, in order to see it, you got to stay here. You got to stay watching. And remember, moo.
Mm.